everyone, welcome to Real Money, Real Talk. So it appears that there is a lot of confusion about employer-sponsored pension plans. They are defined benefit pension plans and defined contribution pension plans.
So my name is Sandy. I'm an insurance and private equity advisor, and in this episode of Real Money, Real Talk, I will talk a little bit more details about different types of pension plans. Now, before I want to film this one, I was a little bit hesitating to do this video because there are so many different work plans. There's so many variety over there, and really depending on how the company's pension plan is being structured, where you work, and there's also differences between the government pension plan versus the private company pension plan. But I'm going to talk about some of the very rule of thumb, general, at least so you have some understanding about your pension plan so that you can actually go and talk to the human resource and get some more insight, how these pension plans can help you for your retirement.
So I am Gina and I will be your host today, and if you find this information helpful, please like and subscribe our channel. So Sandy, can you tell us the difference between a defined benefit pension plan and a defined contribution pension plan?
So these are the two major ones that's really on the market. Now, every single one of them has a little bit variation depending how it was being structured for the retirement plan for the group. But let's talk about the defined benefit pension plan. Oftentimes you'll see those ones typically on the government type of pension plan. So I'll give a few names out there, such as a municipal pension plan, a Crown Corporation pension plan, teachers pension plan, public services pension plan, WorkSafe BC, and then some of the it's a more kind of government type of the pension plan are generally the defined benefit pension plan. So what does that really do? So a defined benefit pension plan is actually really good to have it. If you are able to enroll, I would definitely encourage you to have it because most of the time your employer will match a certain percentage how much you work and contribute it to the plan for you. And most importantly, with this type of plan, they do generally promise to pay you a set of income when you retire, regardless of the performance. So usually there is a specific formula to determine how much you will actually get at the retirement, and it's usually based on the income, the amount of income, and also the contribution, such as like work, numbers of years that you have served for the company or the place that you work. Okay. Now, on the other hand, the defined contribution pension plan, oftentimes you'll see this one from private company. It could be big company, it could be smaller company. There are actually a variation of different types out there. So let's talk about the defined contribution pension plan. It's typically managed by a fund manager. Now, on the other hand, for the defined benefit plan, which is usually with the government, typically the investment is managed by a fund manager, okay? But with the defined contribution pension plan, typically with the private company, some companies, you actually have the options to choose which investment you want to do. So it's not always managed by the fund manager. Sometimes I've seen some of my clients where their employer will actually give them a list where they can actually choose to where they want to, or what kind of investment they want to invest based on the list that's given to them. So they actually have some choices in a way versus the government pension plan, which is a defined benefit pension plan. Usually you don't have choice at all. Okay, now let's go back. I know kind of back and forth, so we'll do a summarizing a little bit. Let's go back to the defined contribution pension plan. Typically, this one is there's no guarantee payout for life. This kind of payout will be really depending on the overall investment performance, and also depending on the amount of hours you work, how much you contributed. It's very similar to defined benefit pension plan that your employer may also contribute and participating in the pool with you. Okay, but do remember that the defined contribution pension plan typically will need to convert to an individual type of account by age of 71. Okay, and I will talk about a little bit more detail in a different thing. But you just need to make sure that they are a slightly different structure compared to the government pension plan. Yeah, so it has some different flexibility within this plan.
Mm-hmm. So not everyone will have an employer, sponsored pension plan, but most Canadians are participating in the Canadian pension plan. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so if you take a look at your paycheck, assume you're working for someone else, typically you will see a deduction taken off of your payroll. It's called CPP. That stands for Canada Pension Plan, which is an earning related social insurance program that provides the basic benefits when a contributor to the plan retires or becomes disabled. It provides typically 3 kinds of benefits. One is the retirement pension, and the other one is a disability benefit, and then the last one is called survival benefits. Now the calculation will be based on how long you work, how much you contribute to CPP, and then what is your overall contribution to the plan. And then there was a government will have a specific formula to see how much money you qualify per month at the time of retirement.
So at what age can you start applying for CPP?
Yeah, so you can apply for CPP. I would say to start take out the money at age 65, right? But you can start apply earlier. I would say just before age of 65, because the government does take some time to take a look to see how much you're eligible per month for the CPP payout. And then if you want to receive it early, which is as early as age of 60, typically there is a reduction on that one. Or you can also receive a little bit later, which you get a little bit more, and you can as late as age of 70.
So some of us may or may not be working our entire careers with the same company. So what happens if I decide to leave the company, and what will happen to my benefit plan?
Yeah, especially nowadays, life can change, right? Maybe you're switching career for a better future. So you don't always necessarily will stay in the company for your entire life, and that's very often I see that happen all the time. So this is something that you will want to check with the HR department to see what is the restrictions to have that pension plan to move with you. Some companies that will state as a law that you can't actually touch it at all after 1 year, and some companies will allow you to take with it and you're able to withdraw. So you have to take a look. So it becomes a locked version of RRSP, which means you do have the decision that you can make what kind of investment you want to put for this type of account. However, you won't be able to withdraw the actual money until a certain age when it becomes unlocked. Okay, so that's the differences compared to just a non-locked RSP, which is plain RSP. You can take anytime you want. The locked RSP is that you do have to wait at a certain age in order to be able to withdraw the cash.
Okay. So if you like this video and you find this video helpful, please leave a comment, like and subscribe our channel, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
See you next week.